Hello again. Welcome to Synergita Talentcast, another episode of talking with senior HR leaders, trying to get their thoughts on how what's happening in the current business environment and their thoughts on how HR is being the forefront of the organization right now. Today, we welcome Connie Clark, Senior HR Director at Worksoft. She has more than 3 decades of work experience across global organizations. Currently, she's working in a global software company, heading the HR function as part of the leadership team. Welcome, Connie. Welcome to the Synergita Talentcast.
Thank you for having me. How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's really cold here in Dallas, not
Oh,
what we're used to, but just wait a couple of days and it'll be 70s again.
yeah. And Chennai, where we are, it's summer throughout the year. So,
Oh, nice for you.
yeah. So I think we are living in a very unique business environment. I think it's like beating the dead horse. Every time I speak to someone, I keep saying that, hey, it's I won't call it the new normal, but it's something unique where the HR function, the whole HR space isn't turned over its head. They've become the forefront of organizations trying to get the employees, kind of keeping them sane and make sure the performance is higher. What do you think has happened compared to how is it different between pre-COVID and post-COVID? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think right now, because everyone is remote, it's just about making sure that we're as transparent as possible, communicating, bringing the team together every, every week as much as we can. We try to repeat things
Right.
over and over in lots of different mediums so that people can hear the messages and they know what's going on at any one point in time. So I think communication and transparency are key.
And do you think with the whole people have to worry about too many things? Hey, how can I go out? I have to be at home 24 hours. And how does it affect that work versus home? Mental health has become a key factor in terms of so that they have to be mentally sane so that you get the best performance. At the same time, you need to take care of that. Hey, if they need a break, they need to do it. So, what kind of strategy do you think companies should take as part of this effort?
Yeah, I think it's just making sure that everybody understands here is the strategy for the company. Do they know what the company is trying to achieve for this coming year, for this quarter, for this month, right? And making sure that the managers have weekly one-on-ones so that they can keep abreast of how their team is performing. And it's always nice to know what kind of communication your employee is used to. So, do they need you to chit chat for a while, or do they just want you to get to the point? But we also have to be human beings and create a personal experience for our employees. So, if they do have children and they need to take some time to get them settled in the morning and then they can hop on calls. Just knowing those little nuances for your employees is so important in creating that kind of work environment for them. I know that some people like to get up and work out
Right.
first before they start their day. So maybe not scheduling that first meeting in the morning, right? And just being really conscious of what they're going through and empathetic and having that care about them because everyone just wants to know that their manager cares about them.
Right.
Then once they have that, they can bring their very best, right? And then on your point about we need to drive results, that's where that transparency on here's the strategy and here's what we need to get done and having those weekly conversations with your employees, one on one, 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be long. And just making sure that we're moving the needle and uncovering any help that they need. Or if they have some dependency that came in and they're like, I couldn't do it because, or remember, this was now a priority. Just being conscious of all those things makes a huge difference to your employees.
And I think as part of what you said about results and just taking that point alone, performance reviews, right? I mean, before you had this annual performance reviews, you'll have the 360-degree feedback. But then do you think it changes a bit now? Do you think companies should say, hey, we'll stick with the same annual performance revenue, or because people are working remote, maybe we need to 6 month quarterly? Does that have any effect, or does it put more pressure on employees? Hey, I'm getting scrutinized too often right now because I'm not there physically in the office.
Yeah, so I think something that I like to do is say, okay, here, what are the most important things that need to get done this month, right? And have your employees come to you with, here are my five priorities, right? 3 to 7. Here are my priorities this month. And then you can always say, oh, but remember, we've got this other thing that needs to happen in order to move the needle on this goal. And then maybe they reprioritize, right? And then you're giving them feedback.
Right.
And then next month you come and you say, okay, how did we do towards our, how did you do towards your 5 priorities? And you don't have to say it like that, but it's just this ongoing dialogue of, we know what the goals are. How did we do? We achieved them, we didn't, things got bumped out. But every month you're able to talk about this, provide any support, change them up if you feel like there's something else that's important. And then you have this rolling year of, these were the priorities, and you have
Right.
this whole record of, oh yeah, we accomplished all of this, or remember these new things came in. So you can constantly be 80% forward looking, 20% looking behind. And you just stack all of this into a year. And all along, you're also coaching and removing obstacles. And maybe there's like one thing each month that you say, hey, there's one thing this month. I think we could work on X, right? Whether it's, communication or anything, but you're not giving people 12 things at one time to work on. Each month you might be layering in something new, and you stack all of this up, and at the end of the year you've got basically your performance review already set.
And I would say, I think we had previously mentioned, this is probably the right time where companies also focus on OKRs, I believe, which kind of aligns with what you have been saying, right? Results, what you have achieved this quarter. I guess these are probably times where companies need to say, because of the unique circumstances, I need to have much more handle on what we are doing, how we are doing. Probably something like OKR comes in, right? But at the same time, one of the results part pressuring, putting that focus on employees. Employee engagement is probably, would you agree that employee engagement is probably the number one priority for most companies at this point of time? Just to make sure that, hey, they are looked, at least the employees should get the assurance that they're getting looked after, right?
Definitely, I agree. And I think
So,
that the way to do that is you bring people in to decisions. And we do surveying too. I'm always a big fan of making sure employees' voices are heard, and that I'm not creating all of the programs. So asking other people to get together in a small group, uh, surveying people on their thoughts, saying we're going to do this, and then actually telling people we did this, and then asking for feedback only helps the organization understand the intent and then how we're doing and what we can do better. But engagement is all about what's in it for me, right? So
correct.
anytime the organization needs to achieve anything, we always want to look at it and tie it back to what's in it for me, what's in it for each individual, so that they feel more engaged in the process, and we can talk about anything that needs to be discussed.
Awesome. I think those are great points, Connie. I think it's very exciting that there is now a renewed focus, or I won't say renewed focus, a new focus, new importance is being given to the HR function right now. That they are kind of right in the middle of the battlefield, trying to make sure everything goes okay for an organization, right? So, just on that, thanks for joining us today, Connie. It's great insights, amazing stuff. Love to probably catch up more on this. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching this short podcast on Synergita Talentcast. We'll again see you once again later. Thank you.
Thank you, too, Raghu. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thank you. Same to you, Connie.